Some may incorrectly think that making a digital transformation, like deploying IoT technology, only pertains to high tech businesses. Using the example of a typical equipment manufacturer with a field service operation, how can they improve the uptime of their deployed assets by migrating towards more of a digital strategy and deploying predictive maintenance for their assets in the field?
First and foremost, Paul, I think digital transformation is much more than just deploying IoT technology. I would consider deploying the technology nothing more than digitizing, which is much different than digital transformation. So, digital transformation is much more encompassing and also looks at optimization, driving operational excellence, cultural change, connected ecosystem, and perhaps even creating new business models. In fact, I think you could say it's the idea or process of exploiting digital technologies to create and drive new business models. And kind of to your point, digital transformation is applicable across, a wide range of verticals, and it has broad implications. The example that you raised of moving from a preventative maintenance program to a predictive maintenance program is actually a great example of how companies can optimize not only their maintenance programs, but also improve quality, uptime, waste, and overall efficiencies. So at a high level, the key differences between preventative and preventative occurs right on the same schedule every cycle, whether or not the upkeep is actually needed. So with predictive, repairs are addressing an actual problem or an anticipated problem, as well as, the routine maintenance. So the goal of predictive is really the ability to first predict when the equipment failure could occur based on a bunch of different factors, followed by preventing the failure through regularly scheduled and corrective maintenance. The outcome, though, that you're really trying to drive is that you can then schedule the required maintenance, thus increasing the uptime of the asset.
Right.
And at the same time, you're now increasing your asset's efficiency and driving better quality. So that's really the goal that you're trying to meet with something of that nature.
Right. And I see people are getting used to something like that in their own cars, or saying when the oil needs to be changed, not just based on mileage. Do you have any examples in industry that is using some predictive maintenance?
Yeah, absolutely, Paul. It's funny because the car is actually a great example, right? I mean, you used to get your oil changed every 3,000 miles. Now you get a text or an email alert, or, your car dings you and tells you when maintenance is required and get your oil changed. But if you think about like traditional manufacturing and traditional industries, there's plenty of examples. So just think about kind of what's occurred in the airline industry in jet engines. They've completely transformed that business model. Twins and models of jet engines predict when an engine is going to need maintenance. They can now send a repair crew, along with the appropriate parts on site to do the work versus sending that plane into a repair center. This cuts down on the expense in moving that plane around, but it also increases the uptime of the engine in that plane. And kind of to my point earlier, that's actually changed the business model. Engines today are now actually leased based on uptime versus an airline or a manufacturer buying them. That's, I think, a
Right.
great example of where you kind of see this in practice.